So I'm out here with Akaemi and Josh, and I'm just gonna ask them some questions. So first up, what is your guys' Harry Potter Patronuses? Or if you were an animal, what animal would you be? Is a better way to ask that.
My Patronus. Something that is chill but has bursts of energy. I don't know what that would be.
Cheetahs.
A cheetah? A cheetah.
Like after they catch something, they have to sleep for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's very fitting then.
I would pick a hippopotamus.
Just because that's your favorite animal.
Well, it is my favorite animal, but I like hippos because they're one of the deadliest animals in the world. Like they kill more people than almost any other animal, except for like mosquitoes. But they're just like not bothered. They're just chill. They're like, I'm gonna do what I do, and I don't care if you think I'm fat. I don't care if you think I'm ugly. I'm gonna just live my life. And if you mess with me, I'll kill you. So
Can't put you to death.
Yeah, they're surprisingly dangerous animals.
They are, yeah. I didn't know that growing up. I was like, oh, hippos are so cute. And then I saw that on some like National Geographic that they're actually really dangerous. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm scared of hippos. So
yeah, I think you should be scared of hippos. I think that's the appropriate reaction to hippos. Certainly if you're in the river with one, don't mess with it.
Yeah, definitely don't mess with it. Definitely slowly swim the other way. What are your guys' hobbies?
Oh, I knit, in fact. This
Nice.
is sitting right here in arm's reach.
I play the guitar and I play video games and I watch a lot of movies, and I used to review movies when movie theaters were open. I like to write movie reviews and to kind of analyze movies. That's probably my biggest hobbies, I think.
Analyzing movies?
Yeah.
I remember that you guys used to go to the movies like, what, 3 times a month or 3 times a week? What was it?
Yeah, almost every week.
Every week in the summer.
Every week in the summer, we definitely go. We would watch. I used to make a calendar so that we would go like every week and watch some new movie and then write a review for it. Last movie I watched in the theater was Onward, because that was the last movie that we watched before the pandemic. I haven't watched one in the theater since, and it's sad.
You'll have to let me know where you do your reviews. I'll put it in the comments for people who are curious, or I'll put it in the description actually, so it's easier to see. If you could be reborn as absolutely anything, like an idea, a thought, a person, a place, a thing, what would you want to be reborn as?
That's a hard question. I would, I think hope. If I could be anything, I would want to be hope.
That's a great one.
I would be water.
Water's important.
Water is very important, and so is hope. That's cool. And so is this cat getting into everything here. What is a fear that you guys have that's maybe like not your craziest, deepest fear, but still a fear?
I have a fear of dropping things into places they can't be retrieved, or even into just like gross places. Like I'm always scared of dropping my keys. Like when you pass over in a parking lot, there'd be like a grate in the parking lot, dropping my keys down one of those, or dropping my my key card when I worked in an office down the elevator shaft, or my phone in the toilet. I'm afraid of dropping things into places where they can't be retrieved or where you wouldn't want to retrieve them.
Don't take your phone to the bathroom. Problem solved.
Yeah.
I am afraid of falling into the water while in a car.
Oh, okay.
I guess that could kill you. So that's a real fear, but I think it's highly unlikely, especially as safe as we are. But I have that fear. I remember watching the Mythbusters episode where they try to figure out like, can you get out of the car? Can you not get out of the car? What do you need to do? And that was a big deal to me. Like it really helped calm my fears. So like now I have a plan if my car goes into the water.
Oh yeah, was that myth busted?
Well, I don't know if it was. Well, yeah, I think the myth was that you couldn't get out of your car, that the water pressure was such that you would be trapped. And that myth was busted. You just have to wait for the car to fill up with water so the pressure equalizes.
And then you can open the door.
Just open the door and leave.
You just have to sit there and wait. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to sit there, remain calm.
I would die of a heart attack before that happened. I would think my heart would explode.
Jamie was able to do it, or no, Adam was able to do it, no problem. Like he was, like it wasn't very long, right? It was like a minute or two.
Well, at least it's possible. That does help to calm the fear a little.
Yeah.
Who are some characters you guys relate to?
Zoe from Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I have never like seen myself on TV before that show. So if you haven't watched it, I would recommend watching it. Down to the fact that she falls in love with her best friend at work. So there was one line that she said, and I actually turned to Josh and I was like, "That's why I told you that." And it was a little bit. I really enjoy that show.
What show is that again?
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Still on.
Cool.
Yeah, it's about a neurotic software engineer.
All right.
Cool. So.
As for me, a character that I identify with. I mean, I don't want to sound like, oh, there's no one like me, but I have characters that I like my favorite characters, but I have a hard time thinking of a character that I identify with. Can you think of one?
I'll just say Riker. You want to be
Riker. I want to be Commander Riker from Star Trek. That's true. He's awesome.
Nice.
But I don't think I'm anything like him. I just want to be like him.
Okay, cool. What pet peeves do you guys have?
People who cut me off in traffic, especially when there's no reason for them to. Like if they had just waited for me to pass and then they would be able to get into traffic just fine. That's a pet peeve of mine.
I probably have too many to list. I don't like it when the cabinet doors are left open. And I don't like it when people throw things at the trash and miss and just leave it on the floor. Our light went off. Let's have a timer.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't like it when people like miss the trash and leave it on the floor, or the sidewalk for that matter, anywhere that you miss the trash.
Yep. A guy was driving in front of me today. Mixes both of yours. A guy cut in front of me today and had trash in the back of his truck. And so the garbage was like flying onto my windshield. I was like, okay, it's both of those pet peeves put together.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad day.
I don't like that man. I don't know him, but I don't like him.
Yeah, right. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my opinion of him. I don't like that. What's a thing that you guys say a lot, or like a gesture or a phrase that's just kind of unique to you? Or maybe that you're known for?
At work, I often say, hold on to your butts, which is from Jurassic Park. And whenever I'm going to like bounce a server or something, I will tell everybody to hold on to their butts.
But now she's so old that the people she works with don't get the reference.
I know.
So
they're just going to think it's a you thing. So that's
they're going to be like, what's that thing Kimmy always says? I actually sent a GIF of Sam Jackson saying it. I'm like, it's not something I say.
That is something you say now.
Yeah, but I didn't originate it.
I have a tendency I'm really bad about picking up the habits of people around me. So I will say whatever phrases I'm here most often. And something that I've noticed here in Washington, since you do it here, is people say perfect all the time. All the time. No matter what you say, they'll be like, perfect, thanks. And now I'm saying it. And every time I say it, I'm like, no, I don't want to say that. But I do it anyway.
I did not know that was a Washington thing, but people have pointed out that I say that like a good amount.
Yeah, I always say perfect and awesome, and I didn't realize it was a Washington thing till we moved back, and everybody started saying that.
Everybody
says that's here. Kind of annoying. I should do that.
Perfect, thanks.
I never noticed that. That's okay. That's a fun eye opener right there. Nice. All right. What's an unpopular opinion you have? It can be as deep or shallow as you want. And I always tell this example, but there's a person who dipped their Oreos in water. I was like,
that's an unpopular opinion.
Unpopular.
That's gross. My unpopular opinion that I am not afraid to share is that I believe that the original Star Wars films are bad movies. I think that they created a great universe, and I watch every Star Wars movie, don't get me wrong. But like if I go back and watch them, I think that they're boring and poorly made, and the dialogue is bad and the acting is worse. And I'm just not a fan of Star Wars movies as movies. And that's very unpopular.
I don't know what I'm unpopular.
Sure you have one.
I'll have to think on that one. I don't know anything else.
That's okay. I'll try to remember to come back to it. What is your ideal day? If you could have just the perfect day, what would it be like?
It would be very boring. I would enjoy a day where I get to wake up, eat my favorite thing for breakfast, probably watch TV or play video games, eat my favorite thing for lunch, maybe go to the zoo. I like the zoo a lot, or an aquarium. I like places with animals. Eat my favorite thing for dinner, watch a movie, go to bed. It'd be a good day for me.
There would probably be reading and knitting and maybe some shopping. Probably I would leave the house.
More than I would.
Yeah.
I went to the zoo.
Yeah.
It's been hard lately because there's not really a lot of places to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of the Washington zoos, I think, are outside, right? Like you guys,
you can.
Northwest Track, that's outside for the most part, I think.
What's outside?
Northwest Track.
Northwest Track. Oh.
It's an outdoor zoo. It's really cool, actually. It's like they have buffalo and stuff, and then you go on a tram to see them rather than like finding their enclosure, you know? So a lot of the animals are like basically outside in their natural habitat. So.
Yeah, we looked at going to the zoo here, but you have to make an appointment, and we just never did, and then we never went.
Yeah, because you don't know, like, in 3 days, is the sun going to be out?
Yeah, right. You can't really plan ahead in Washington, unless you're planning for rain, and then you know.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
As far ahead as you want. Okay, so this is the last question. What is your favorite thing about yourself?
Favorite thing about myself? I think probably in a lot of ways that I'm fearless, that I jump in and just do stuff without realizing or stopping to think like, wait, I don't have any business doing this, that I have an idea that pops in my head and I just go do it. And I think that surprises Josh sometimes because he looks at me and is like, do you know what you're doing? I'm like, no, does it matter? Do I need to know what I'm doing before I start? So yeah, just that I.
Mine is similar, but not exactly the same. Like it's a different. I would say one of my favorite things about me is that I'm very decisive. So I tend to make decisions very quickly, and not to brag, but they usually work out okay. Like I'm pretty good at intuiting the right decision without doing tons of research or thinking about it for a long time. And I like that about me because then you don't worry as much when you make decisions.
Yeah, deciding things is such a big part of life. If you can make decisions well, you're winning. That's great. Okay, so running back to unpopular opinions. Did you think of any?
Opinions. Do you know any opinions that are unpopular?
Not that come to mind, but I'm sure everybody's got unpopular opinions. I pride myself in my unpopular opinion, so I was happy talking about it. But
yeah, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind on that one.
Fair enough. Well, if you think of any, I'll just let me know. You can comment them. People can look for your comments. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me interview you guys.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
To say to the people of YouTube.
Nice to meet you. She opens her mail on YouTube on Geek Dinks.
Yeah.
Watch me open the mail. I do that several times a week.
And I'm a published author. So if you want to read my books, those exist. They're called Lore Stalker is the name of the series.
And I'll put both things in the description. So if you want to look into that, check below. All right, thank you guys.